The great thing about the project space is that there's a lot to do within the project space. There's so many different roles, but with these so many different roles, it can get confusing about what would be the right role for you. So we're going to get into a few of those roles, what they are, and what are the key skills for those roles. Hiya, you're spending time with me, Honor, and Elena. And here at Black in Projects, we are building a community for professionals working in projects to share the realness about what it takes to grow a career in projects. We are a community with absolutely no gatekeeping. Let's get into those few key roles, what they are, and the skills that will help you decide which one is right for you.
I'll go first. So I want to talk about being a project manager. So a project manager is someone who delivers something from a state of A to a state of B. Now, I say it like that because it could be a range of different things, whether it's the implementation of technology, if it's changing a policy or implementing a new policy or a new way of working. In order to be a project manager, there are certain skills that I think you should be able to do or like doing. So one of those is planning. There's a lot of planning that goes into project management. A lot of the job is actually planning what you're doing, how you're doing, when you're doing it. So if you like to plan things, project management should be straight up your street. Secondly, you need to be able to enjoy operating within some form of tolerance. So this is because you've got to look at things like budget management, time pressures, delivering exactly what it says that you are supposed to be doing, which we call the scope, and not moving outside of those sorts of areas. So you've got to like to have tolerances and boundaries. The last thing in terms of project managers have to be able to influence a lot of people. So influencing stakeholders, those people who are being responsible or are being impacted by the project in some way, shape, or form. Also, members of your team, your resources, be able to influence them to deliver effectively and efficiently. And the wider community in terms of being able to communicate what is going on within your project. So those are the three skills: planning, living within or being able to manage within tolerances, and influencing.
Let's talk about product managers. Now, a product manager is somebody who looks after the entire life cycle of a product, from ideation right until launch and beyond. Typically, a product manager will stay with the product until the product is retired, because good products continue to have enhancements all the way through their life cycle. The product manager is the person who makes sure that the product meets the customer needs and delivers business value. So, what are the key things that you would need as a product manager? You need to be someone who is customer centric. You've really tapped into what the customer needs and you're able to translate that into a service or a product. You need to be good at prioritizing. When you're building this product, you're going to have a whole list of features. You need to understand how to prioritize effectively to bring to market the thing that is most important for your customer and for the business. The last thing that is important for a product manager is to have technical understanding. Now, you don't need to have technical skills, but you need to be able to understand what your developers are saying to you. So you need to have a good technical overview to be an effective product manager.
PMO, Project Management Officer. Sometimes it can be program, sometimes it can be portfolio, depends on exactly what it is that you need to manage. But there's probably a hint in the title. You are managing an office. So within this, you're looking at a group of projects and making sure that they are adhering to the governance, time, scope, rate, looking at all of those different things and making sure that everybody is keeping on time and to task. So this particular person, if you want to do this particular job, you've got to really like having a sort of oversight, because this role is very much to do with governance, whether it's implementing the documentation needed for the governance, but you're definitely making sure that everybody is adhering to the documentation and the processes and the systems that are in place. So governance, management, oversight, those are all sort of encapsulated into one. Secondly, control, because it's about also managing and making sure that nobody, not saying nobody goes over those tolerances, but making sure that you know exactly what those tolerances are, and if people or if projects or programs go over those tolerances. So if projects are going over budget, if they're not adhering to their scope, if they are now RAG rated red, looking at what all of those tolerances are. So you need to be able to be in control of those. Lastly, structure. You need to be someone who likes to have a structure and knows that, A is A, B is B, C is C. Again, it's about understanding what those control elements are. So if you have a structure, you'll be able to put that in place for all of your projects to make sure that everybody is following the same process and everybody's providing you with the same level of information that you need in order to do your job and make sure that everything's under control.
Now, onto the business analyst. The business analyst could be called the detective of the business. This role needs to figure out what exactly the business needs. They work closely with stakeholders to get into what is the problem and what is the best way to solve that problem. So the key things that you should have if you're considering the business analyst path is analytical skills. You need to be able to wade through mountains of data and make sense of it. You need to be able to interpret that data so that it can inform business decisions. Then you need to be able to document. So you've waded through all that data. Now you need to put it into a format that your stakeholders can consume and understand. So you have to be able to get into the detail, write it down, and present it back. The last thing I would say that is key for a business analyst is facilitation. How are you finding out all this information? A key way is through workshopping, individual sessions with people. So you have to develop great facilitation skills so that you're able to work the workshop, get the information that you need out of the people that are attending the workshop. So it's a different subset of communication skills, the art of facilitation, eliciting information from people. That's a key skill that is required for a business analyst. Those are 4 roles that could interest you in the world of project management. Let us know in the comments if there's any of those roles that you would like us to do a deep dive on, or if there's a role that we haven't mentioned that you'd like us to do a deep dive on. Let us know in the comments. Remember to like and share to anybody who's thinking about a role in projects. Good luck out there.